All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm your host of the most, KIRPODCAST. I want you to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Don't forget to hit that bell so you know next time I have a video. We like to upload at least 2 to 3 times a week. We stream on this channel every Friday, 8:30 p.m. unless otherwise stated on Twitter. So follow me on social media so you can know what's going on. Also, if you like Xbox Series X content or PlayStation 5 all the way live, you can catch us on Twitch and a link in the description below. Follow us on that channel and we play PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X games. All right, what this video is going to be about today is that PlayStation 5 expansion. That's right, that M.2 SSD. Should you go ahead and get one? Should you do it yourself? Is it something that you're up to the task by doing? Let me think. Should you? Yeah. Now, somewhere along the line, some of y'all thinking that to yourself, just leave it alone. Is that the right way to do it? I don't know. My question is, will mom and pops, people who are older, adults, know how to do this and install it in their PlayStation? Am I saying it's hard and complicated? No, but some people can't even change the tire on a car. So we have to be understanding of the Xbox version that's easier. You take it, pop it in the back, boop, oops, there it is. But PlayStation, you gotta take the cover off, pop it in, and make sure you have your heat sink on that, or you will be screwed. Now, let's go ahead and go to the PlayStation, aka website. Let me tell you what they say about the M.2 SSD storage that you need. The one that PlayStation currently is announcing right now that says that alongside with the Sony News update will be the FireCuda 530. The price range for 500 gigabytes, $159.99, onto 1 terabyte, $259.99, 2 terabytes, $539.99, and 4 terabytes, $1,000. Damn, that's a lot of money. Okay, let's also read whether some people have issues with this. Here we go. Both single-sided and double-sided M.2 SSD drives are supported. M.2 stated SATA stated SSDs are not supported. You should be carefully review the specifications prior to purchase and contact the vendor of the manufacturer if you need further information. The SIE cannot guarantee that all M.2 SSD devices meeting the described specifications will work for your console. Assumes no responsibility for the selection, performance, or use of third-party products. Not all games are necessarily pliable with the exact same performance provided by PlayStation 5 consoles and turn ultra high speed SSDs. Even where the M.2 SSD device's sequential read speed is faster than 5,500 megabytes per second. The majority of the M.2 SSD devices with the above type numbers, M key type 2230, 2242, 2260, 2280, 22110, and without a built-in cooling structure will fit the PlayStation 5 SSD slot. However, sizes for cooling structures like heat sinks vary greatly. If you're not sure if your M.2 SSD or cooling structure such as a heat sink you're considering meets the size requirements and outline here, we recommend looking for another product option or contacting the vendor or manufacturer for more information. Also, they say first there are some prerequisites as to what drives you can and cannot store. You're limited in capacity and can choose something that sports between 250 gigabytes and 4 terabytes for storage. The read speeds need to be at least 5,500 megabytes per second. The module itself has to be one of 5 specific dimensions in length: 30 millimeter, 42 millimeter, 60 millimeter, 80 millimeter, 110 millimeter, and 22 millimeter wide. Sony says a 25 millimeter drive is not supported by the PS5. You'll also need one with the interface PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 NVMe SSD. Then you need to think heatsink provided by the drive if you get one that does not have one built in. Okay, next they said, what is a M.2 SSD? M.2 SSD devices are high-speed solid-state drives, medium that PS5 beta users can install to upgrade your storage capacity of the PlayStation 5 console of the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition console, we recommend verifying that you received a beta invitation before purchasing a new M.2 SSD. Why add the M.2 SSD to your PlayStation 5 console? Once installed, the PS5 console M.2 SSD storage can be used to download, copy, launch PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, as well as media apps. This allows you to increase the storage space to you and your PlayStation 5 console. You can freely move games between the PS5 console storage and connect the USB extended storage and the added M.2 SSD storage. Which M.2 SSDs can be used with the PS5 console? It's important that you only use supported M.2 SSDs to expand your PS5 console storage. Make sure you're using an M.2 SSD that meets the following requirements. As this beta, please note the final specifications may be changed ahead of the official system software release. If you experience any problems while playing a game installed in M.2 SSD storage, move the game to the internal high-speed console storage. Okay, the requirements for the console: an interface that is PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 NVMe SSD. Capacity between 250 gigs to 4 terabytes. Cooling structure: using a M.2 SSD with your PS5 console requires effective heat dissipation with a cooling structure such as a heatsink. You can attach one to your M.2 SSD yourself, either a single-sided format or a double-sided format. There are also M.2 SSDs that have cooling structures such as heatsink built in. Sequential read speeds of 5,500 megabytes per second or faster is recommended. A module width of 22 meters width, 25 meter width is not supported. Form factor: M.2 type 2230, 2242, 2260, 2280, and 22110. These are numbers that can be found on the retail listings for M.2 SSD devices. The first two letters refer to the width, the remaining digits to the length. Socket type: socket 3, key M. Total size including cooling structure in millimeters: 110 millimeter length, 25 millimeter width, 11.25 millimeter height. Inches: smaller than 4.3 inches times 0.984 in width times 0.442 in height. Now, on the frequently asked questions, I thought that this was pretty interesting. Should I remove the M.2 SSD if I send my PS5 console for repair? Yes, please remove the M.2 SSD before sending it for repair. Can I format part of the M.2 SSD for use on PlayStation 5? Nope. Gotta erase the whole thing, so make sure you know that ahead of time. Is it okay to install a heatsink on an M.2 SSD with a built-in heatsink? No. If your M.2 SSD has a built-in heatsink, we recommend against adding any additional heatsinks. Doing so may reduce the effectiveness of the built-in heatsink. How is the M.2 SSD different to USB extended storage on PS5 consoles? PS5s are only playable on M.2 SSD storage. PS5 games can be downloaded directly to the M.2 SSD storage. PS5 games can be updated on the M.2 SSD storage. Is it possible to store part of a game on M.2 SSD storage? No. Okay, folks, that's exactly from their website. I wanted to read it verbatim so nobody says I didn't exactly give you word for word. With that being said, as I said earlier in the video, leave it alone. First thing most people I know are gonna say is, I ain't doing that, bro. For all that, I don't wanna mess up my PlayStation, mess up storage, tear something up. I can see a lot of issues with this if you install it wrong or buy the wrong one or mess it up trying to put it in. I think Xbox is much better, just pop it in the back. It's almost childproof. This right here, again, people who play with PCs such as myself, that is easy. Everybody can't do this. So I see a lot of problems in the future with this. But I want to break it to you and let you know what I thought and my idea of my thoughts. Hey, if you got the ability to do it, there it is. Now, my question would be, can you pay somebody to do it and put all the blame on them if they mess it up? That's something to think about. But anyway, just want to let you know my thoughts on it. PlayStation storage, what they got going on. Do it if you feel like you're up to it. If you don't feel like you're up to it, guess what? Delete the game and re-download it later. Oh, rocket science. But anyway, you could be anywhere else, but decided to hang up me. I want to say I appreciate that. Thank you. And always on this channel, don't forget, switching on.